Hello everyone, welcome to another one of my London walking videos. Now this video is a bit special. It's not like the other walks where I just walk in an area, up and down an area or something. This walk is on the Open Garden Squares weekend in London, which happen every year, generally in May or June. This is when lots of little private gardens open up to the public. It's a bit like the open house thing where you go in to look at open house. Here you go and have a look at the open gardens. However, with open house it's free, whereas with this open garden, you have to pay £15. Luckily, I got given the ticket to go, so I managed to go for free. And I've decided to go and walk around the city and the South Bank area because there's lots of gardens being open all over London, and you have to kind of pick an area to go on, otherwise you just don't have the time or know where to go. So we decided to go and have a walk around the city. Hence it's very quiet at the moment. Actually, we had the whole place to ourselves because this is on a Sunday and all the banks and shops and everything are closed. So we're just basically wandering around trying to find our first destination, which is Nomura, a Japanese investment bank. And apparently they have a rooftop garden, which I want to have a look. So we have just came out of Bank Tube Station and just walking around looking for our destination. Now, the person that I went on this walk with, she works in the city for more than 20 years and knows the area inside out. Still, we walked around with a massive map, bigger than ourselves, and we still managed to get lost at a few places. Anyhow, we have found our bank. Let's go, Nomura, just over the road there. So we're just crossing over the road now to go to our first garden. This is the bank's rooftop garden. It does have amazing views across London. Next to it is Cannon Street train station, so that's the railway line stretching all the way out there. And that up there is the Shard. That is the tallest building on the south side of the river. So the view is unrivaled. It's really amazing. However, I am slightly disappointed with the garden itself, because being a Japanese bank, I thought they would have had some kind of an Asian Japanese style sort of garden, but nah, it's pretty plain, straight line and boring. Pretty normal, really. Nothing too exciting. I was expecting a bit more Asian, a bit more flowers and colours, but there wasn't any kind of flowers. I was thinking roses, jasmine, chrysanthemum, peonies and things like that, you know, lots more colourful flowers, but no, it was fairly formal and straight line, bog standard shrubberies. They do have a vegetable garden. This is where they grow lots of vegetable for the staff kitchen, and they actually sell the food. You can buy the food or bring your own sandwiches and things and come and sit on the benches or tables and chairs that provided here. So the view is fantastic, but the garden, nah, not too excited about it. However, next door to it, the Cannon Street train station, they have their own rooftop garden as well, and I think that's a bit more interesting, a bit more colourful. Unfortunately, you have to book in advance to get into that garden. You can't just walk in. So because we didn't book in advance, we couldn't get into it. So I had to give it a miss. And walked on to our next garden. And we decided to go towards St Paul's Cathedral, where there are various other little gardens that we want to have a look. And instead of walking along the back streets and inside the city, we turned right and walked along the Thames path, along the embankment towards St Paul. And that is a much more scenic route. I would advise you, if you are on a nice sunny hot day like this, take this route, because it's much better rather than get lost along the back street of the city. So here we are, coming out towards the River Thames, and that is London Bridge over there. And the walk along here is really quite nice. So enjoy it, and I will catch up with you again in a bit later on. we spotted this humongous dragonfly just off the Millennium Bridge, all by itself. It didn't move or anything. I'm sure it's still alive, but it was really big. It was huge. And here we are, made it to St Paul's Cathedral itself, just ahead of us there. And we had a good wander around the area, enjoying the view. This is the grounds outside and around St Paul's Cathedral, and it must be a very popular place for Chinese or Asian couples come to have their wedding photos taken, because within 5 minutes of us around here, we saw two different couples having their wedding photos taken, one in red and one in white. And apparently you will frequently see couples having their wedding photos taken along that area. And this was also where we got lost, looking for our next garden, because we ended up walking in the exact opposite direction to where we wanted to go. Anyhow, it was a nice 15-20 minutes lost in the back street of this area until we figured that it was wrong. So we had to turn around and went back to where we came from. This is Christchurch Greyfriars Garden, and it's actually just an open space. You can come and go anytime you want. You don't actually need a ticket for it because the garden is just in the middle of the road, sort of thing. You can probably tell that this was originally a church, but it got bombed during the Second World War, and they decided not to rebuild the church and just left it as it is. Instead, they created a garden in the middle of it. And this is a really nice area. Imagine the busy ring road all around it, and in the center of it you have this calm oasis of a garden. And the best thing about this garden is it has some really lovely jasmine bushes. Here's one of them growing all around it, and it gave out a lovely scent, a really nice fragrance kind of flowing around this garden, making it a really nice place to sit and relax. And we're moving on to a couple more garden, which is equally sweet and small. A very nice little space in the center of all this concrete. This is the Royal Exchange. I think it's the original stock exchange or something like that, but it's now converted to a sort of shopping centre. It's right next to the Bank of England, and I wanted to go here quite a few times, but somehow never made it. And today I'm actually there, but it's closed, being a Sunday, so I couldn't get in. Never mind. And we are also coming to the end of this video now. I hope you enjoyed it. We had to rush through a few of the gardens. It was fairly small little gardens, but it's very nice. Garden in the center of all this concrete jungle. But we had to rush through it because we had another appointment to go to, all the way at the other end of London. So we have to get the train from Bank Tube Station here to go to our next destination. So that is it with our Open Garden Squares weekend. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Okay, bye!